Good morning, evening, or afternoon, whoever may be watching this. Driving Diary. Um, so I've been looking around. I see a lot of videos of people talking about the job market. 2024, the job market is cooked. 2025, the job market is cooked. I'm leaving my job. I'm being a YouTuber full time. And the thing about the job market is that it's always been cooked. I graduated in 2008. It was next to impossible to get a job. My college degree was next to useless. And it was just like a series of unpaid internships, one after the other. And God, is it just depressing just doing one unpaid internship after another. Because the thing about unpaid internships is you don't really do get skills. You just kind of like do menial tasks and hope that you impress someone enough that they'll offer you a job opportunity at the place you're at. You do so many of these, and basically you just go from one place to the next, and nothing's really kind of like the killer edge that like gets you that next thing. And for some people it works, but like, I don't know, maybe you got a 1 in 10, 1 in 20 chance of actually getting it in the job. Sometimes they're like paid internships, but I feel like those are rare, but I don't know, maybe it's changed. I know like a couple years ago they did a huge crackdown on unpaid internships, so now they're, at least in the New York area, they're kind of legal unless you can get college credit for them. You can't do an unpaid internship. Supposedly they have to pay you, unless it's for duplicitous. But like, the experience you don't get really isn't really worthwhile. And we've just been in this system where all we've done is made it much more difficult to get a job. You need a first interview. You need to get to the second interview. You need to go to a 2-hour team building seminar to see if you're worthy of work. And it is just so much arbitrary bullshit for even the most entry-level positions. And let's be honest, college doesn't really prepare you for the responsibilities. Most colleges aren't like trade schools for being an executive assistant or administrative assistant or managing a calendar or handling invoices or kind of the more menial, responsible big boy things that people would expect you to do. And it's frustrating when you see like, social media manager. Oh, you have to have 4 to 5 years of experience. You have to manage the brand with 500K followers. And it's all this arbitrary stuff that just makes it next to impossible to get a job. And taking a class isn't going to get rid of that barrier. And you have these automated systems, the ATS tracking system, that will completely just not even let you get through. You have to structure your resume, and chances are your resume isn't perfectly functional unless you've already done the job for 4 to 5 years. So you're screwed. So the best thing, all you can do is just keep on shotgunning or bugging people on LinkedIn, and it's always your fault. It's always your problem. You're not getting in, and it kind of creates a position where you're not building a career in something you want to do. You're falling through a tree, and you're trying to grab the branch before you hit the ground. And then you just kind of get a haphazard resume. You get a haphazard experience, and you don't really develop the skills you need to really kind of like build that larger career path. And it just kind of sucks because, if you're not healthy, you got to have a good job for that. Or else you're just completely screwed over. And that's been a depressing reality in America for a long time. You could say, that's a factor of late stage capitalism, and there's probably some truth to that. But by the same token, the communist revolution is not coming anytime soon. It's incredibly unpopular. Maybe as AI and automation little by little takes hold, we'll eventually just give up and everything will be AI automated. And then we can have UBI. but people aren't really like advocating for that. Instead, it's kind of just like we need to tear everything down for the revolution that we're too lazy to get our. Do you think that someone like Hassan Piker is like, ready to distribute AK-47s to the comrades to overthrow the U.S. government? Is that happening anytime soon? The beauty about capitalism is if you have enough money to afford to partake in it, it's fun to have, pay $50 and get a DoorDash delivered to your food. It's fun to have almost anything come from Amazon at your doorstep. It's fun to do groceries online and have some poor schmuck in a gig economy bring them to you. These are all great things if you can afford them. But most people cannot, and we're not given the ability to be able to afford those lifestyles. And it's very depressing and very frustrating. And you just have this class of people who is telling you, no, it's your problem. You didn't. I'm sorry, but you are not worthy. Like I had an interview a couple months back for this position that would have paid less than what I make in my current day job, but at least it would have had benefits. And she was like, it was like a receptionist position where you'd like kind of like take care of like a lot of the management for checks that would come in, and you had to make sure that you put in the tracking number to scan in the checks, because if you do, then the check doesn't go through, and they have to reissue the check, and that creates a whole problems. And she's like, I'm sorry, you didn't show that was important enough. Like what more could I have said that would have ensured that was important to me? And this was a woman who arrived 5 minutes late to the interview, and I just hate it where you are constantly at the mercy of these people begging for opportunities, playing an arbitrary test, and you're just doing the basic sense. You're dressing up, you're wearing nice clothes, you're smiling, you're talking about how excited you are for the job, how this is the best thing you've ever wanted. You just have to have an Oscar-worthy performance about like how working for this ramshackle company is the best thing since sliced bread, and if you don't, you're fucked. You don't get the job, and you have to spend another 6 months trying to get another interview with someone else. And it's beyond frustrating because most of the time you can't get an answer as like what you did wrong. And it's just a fucked system. That's why Trump won, because he, lied that he's going to somehow bring back this 1950s economy. That's what people think when they say make America great, is how do I go back to this world where, if I just go to a job and I don't get the job, I can just go to across the street, turn in my resume, and then they hire me. Where it's like a one hire interview and then you're asked to go in versus being hired by multiple other people. It's frustrating, and it's kind of difficult, and it just makes you very angry when you can't build a life and you can't have the opportunity to enjoy life or go on a vacation or do the other things, and you see other people who do. And it just makes you really, really angry. I'm not a politician. I'm not smart. But here's what I think. Here's my idea about how to fix it all. I think that there should be a government-regulated job system where companies can get free employees. Their salaries are like paid whatever the medium is for what it's determined of what you need to live in the area you are. That's what the government pays you. You get full benefits. And that's what your salary is. And, Amazon or Microsoft gets this free employee, and they kind of get entry-level positions. And they have an opportunity to build skills, to network, to kind of get this job experience that maybe they wouldn't be privy to otherwise. And the idea is that they eventually, move on and get hired for real at Microsoft, or they go to another company. And I think that kind of system of just someone who just can get you working. If you show up and can follow instructions for 2 weeks, you can work. I don't know how you build that system. Supposedly, I hear Germany has a really good apprenticing system. But it just feels like this arbitrary bullshit that just doesn't seem to get better candidates is not helping anyone outside of the people who don't need help or the people who can find jobs. And, I don't know what to do to change it, but that's one idea. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.